Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 17th. You have this solutions card. It says insights, creativity, and problem solving. You have this marriage card. It says commitment, union, and integration. And, I think that's an important word for you is the integration word, because I feel that you are integrating a lot of things that you've learned over the years into your life. And it's a really good time for you to do that, especially during this retrograde, especially because we have this water trine this month as well. And trines are very harmonious energy, very peaceful type energy, but I think trines are good for skills and for making skills more solid. So you being a water sign, obviously it's going to be a really good time for you to kind of really make those things that you've learned real, and how to use them basically. And so it's an excellent time for that. It's also with the water trine is amazing for creativity. So that card says creativity on the solutions card, and you could be coming up with a lot of creative solutions obviously this week, which is good. You start with the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. I kind of feel like this is you for some reason. The Queen of Cups is Cancer or Scorpio, and but I just kind of feel like this is you this week, even though it's technically not you. But she could be a water sign, so it doesn't really matter. But I feel that you're in a more heart-based energy this week, more focused on your heart, more focused. It's like you're more focused on your own needs, is what I should say. I feel like you're more focused on the energy of love this week. You have this love card, and that I'm not talking about a person here, Pisces. I'm talking about what you do, and that could include a person, absolutely, but I feel this is more talking about your making sure that your energy is overflowing, making sure that you're doing things that cause you to feel good and to feel motivated and all those other good things. So I really like to see this Queen of Cups for you here. You have the Knight of Swords. I'm going to show you on the table. The Knight of Swords, sometimes I feel like he gets to whatever the next card is in the reading, and he's running away. And so he's kind of running up to the Five of Swords and choosing to run away from the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords doesn't have to be conflict. And, I think this could be a risk, because we have Five of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Wands. It's there's something that could change your fortunes at this time. And I feel it's kind of something where I feel you keep getting close and then you stop. So I don't even feel runaway energy. I just feel that you're stopping. It's like you're working on a project that maybe has the potential to make you very successful, but it's like you're starting it and then I feel like you're stopping it. And I feel like the Five of Swords, the Eight of Wands especially, Eight of Wands is definitely a card of follow through. This is going to be critically important for you next year when Saturn moves back into Aries around your birth time. The end of February is when it goes back into Aries. So with Saturn in Aries, it's critically important that anything you start, you finish. And, if you do that, then you'll be very, very successful. And if you don't, you won't. You're just going to keep repeating the same things over and over and over again. So I would say that, this Knight of Swords is kind of talking about follow through in your reading. Whenever I get the Knight of Swords during a Mercury retrograde like we have right now, I always say no quick decisions, right? And also, no jumping to conclusions. The problem with the Knight of Swords is jumping to conclusions. And during a Mercury retrograde, we're basically always wrong. So, it's anything you think, if you get an opportunity to think, oh, that won't work, maybe it could, because, we're kind of in a backwards time. If you think, and if someone comes and tells you something about something that's going on in your life, it's you probably shouldn't just accept what they're saying. You should, do the research and find out for yourself. And it's really important that we do that during a Mercury retrograde with the Knight of Swords. You have the Three of Pentacles. I feel for a long time you've had a hard time finding the right people in your life. These are the right people because they are supporting his vision. They're coming in a support position. They're celebrating his success. He's receiving recognition for the good job that he has done. And so I do feel a lot of Pisces could be thinking about the people in their lives, the people that enter into their lives, the people that support them. There's something about Uranus and Gemini. Uranus will be retrograding back into Taurus. Actually, it is. If you're watching this the week of the 17th, it is retrograde in Taurus right now. But it doesn't matter. It's already entered into Gemini, which is your fourth house, Pisces. And we say that the fourth house is like home, family, siblings, neighbors, things like that. But what I would say is that I kind of feel that Uranus and Gemini is going to be changing the people around you, the people that support you, who you allow into your life as well. It's almost like you're seeing people's true colors, and I would pay attention to that and make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who support you. I also feel that, again, if there's something you're working on that you have been stopping, I feel like this is saying you need to keep putting it on display. So it's definitely time for you to show off. It's time for you to, put your work out into the world, which we've definitely talked about before. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Knight of Swords. Yes, your heart will not steer you wrong. It's like if you're feeling like you're being rushed or forced into something, it would be a good time to take a pause, listen to your heart, what your heart really wants, what do you really want deep down inside. And if you do that, I think you'll make better decisions at this time. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, it's like imagine if you were covered in bees, like you were getting attacked by a whole entire hive of bees. It's like you are wanting to just, jump into a pool to get them off of you, right? And I'm going somewhere with this, Pisces, so bear with me. It's like I feel like you're covered in bees. And it's like you're trying, but what I mean by bees is I feel like the bees in your life are just things that are causing problems. And I feel also there's some of those bees are time, right? Because Saturn is retrograde in Pisces right now, and so it's like you feel like you're running out of time. You're trying to put out fires in certain areas of your life. You're trying to create some improvements. It's like some of these bees that maybe are attacking you are good and bad. It's like some of them are good, I should say. Some of them maybe are challenges that you're facing. But it's like if you're dealing with a bunch of bees, it's almost like too much is the energy that I feel here with the Ten of Wands. But what I would say is you have to start small. It's almost like you're getting attacked by bees, but there is no pool for you to jump in, and it's like you're having to deal with these stings that have been coming at you for a long time. And I almost feel that your only option is to deal with one at a time, to squish each one that's coming at you. And I feel that if you could just, obviously, this is crazy. I understand that, what I'm saying. But it's like if you were in that situation, you would be totally panicking. And I don't really feel like that much panic. So maybe my metaphor here is a little bit dramatic, right? I don't think it's as bad as I'm making it out to be. But what I'm saying is if you were in that situation, you would be panicking, you would be slapping all over the place trying to get them off. But it's almost like this reading is saying if you were to slow down and take care of one at a time, you would actually solve this problem much faster. So I have no freaking clue what I just said, but there you go. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, Queen of Wands wants you to be bold, assertive. She wants you to march to the beat of your own drum, which is going to be very important. I think that with, Pluto in your 12th house, in Aquarius right now, that there could be a lot of hidden aspects of you that lead to your power. Pluto is where we get our power. And so it's kind of like what's been kept hidden is where your power is going to come from. It's like those skills, those talents, gifts, skills, and abilities that you have that you've been hiding behind the scenes that you need to use in the real world. And, I feel it's time for you to do that, Pisces. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, here you go. You have this card. It says Triumph over Adversity. So you're probably getting the bees off of you here, Pisces. You have this love card. It says True Love and Fidelity. So, again, I don't really see any love in this reading yet. That could change in a minute. I definitely see love for yourself, right? I think that with the Queen of Cups, following your own heart would be an amazing idea. But this Triumph over Adversity card kind of says you're solving a problem or you're, overcoming something that has been difficult, which is obviously a good thing. You have the Six of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. The Six of Swords is, of course, moving on to calmer shores. I feel Pisces has been moving around a lot. It's like I feel you've been, over the years, you've been kind of like pushed from one thing to another throughout your life. And it's like you've had to learn this shifting energy. And, it's like now I think this is it's kind of like your final moment, or it's like you're finally moving on to kind of like some sort of blank canvas in your life where you are taking everything you've learned over the years, and it's like you're putting it into one big masterpiece that is going to be your life. And I don't care if you're 90 years old, like, it doesn't matter. Even if you're 90, you're still going to be doing this. So, or at least you're going to be pushed to do it. Whether you do it or not is up to you. But I really see this as kind of like a blank canvas type energy. I always say Six of Swords, sometimes I feel, is a blank canvas, but I definitely feel it in your reading. And if you're feeling like you should be doing something new, I would definitely take the risk with the Five of Swords, for sure. The Five of Swords can be a card of separation, winning at all cost, and things like that. But, I feel in a lot of ways that you are just taking a risk, like I said. I also feel like there's something popping into my head here, Pisces, where it's like, I think if Pisces has certain reactions, it's like, let's say you have, two people in your life, and it's like, let's say one tells the other off, and it's like, if you try to tell someone off, it's almost like you receive criticism. It's like they project their BS onto you, or it's like it's okay for them to do something, but it's not okay for Pisces to do something like that is popping into my head. And I feel like you're not caring anymore. It's like, it's like all of a sudden you'll see someone do something, but then they'll criticize you for it. And I feel like you're either removing those people because you're seeing them as hypocrites, or you're just not caring anymore. And so I kind of feel that here. It's almost like you are held to a different standard, which isn't always a bad thing. But, I feel like you're not caring about that. You have the Seven of Swords, definitely going to be one of your superpowers, kind of like Gemini. I feel that Gemini's superpower right now is being able to see other ways of doing things. I also think that you can do this as well. Uranus is in Gemini for you, in your fourth house, which is the root of your chart. It is your fourth house, which is, the bottom of your astrological chart. And I feel that, again, everybody thinks of it as home and family and things like that, but it's much more significant than just home and family. It is your foundation in life. And so I feel that a lot of you, with, even though Uranus is back into Taurus this week, doesn't really matter. It's already been in Gemini, and next year it'll move back into Gemini to stay until 2033, right? And so I think a lot of you are going to be finding other ways of doing things but these are going to be things that affect your security or your stability or your foundation. So it could be like finding better ways to work, finding better ways to bring money in, finding better ways to have a successful relationship, like whatever it is that you want. And I would just look for other ways. With the Six of Swords, you have the Two of Swords. Yeah, she needs to go across the choppy waters. There are choppy waters behind her, and there's a new island behind her as well. She's thinking this or that, but really, there's a new option behind her. So again, I really feel it's a time for Pisces to set themselves apart or do something new. With the Five of Swords, you have the Tower. Yeah, everybody had the Tower in the Mercury retrograde readings that I just did. And so, I don't know, am I worried about this? No. I think that there probably is going to be some sort of global tower moment. It's only going to get worse, people. And, it's not something to be afraid of at all. We're just in a time of change. It just is what it is. So, the tower isn't necessarily a bad thing. These people are falling out of the tower so that they can see reality. And so we're all, kind of escaping the matrix right now. And I definitely feel that could be happening. With the Seven of Swords, you have the High Priestess. Yeah, definitely time to trust your intuition. It's a very intuitive time. All the Mercury retrograde readings had very intuitive cards. So, your intuition could be on fire right now. And I would definitely be listening or using your intuition. This is also you. So whenever you show up as yourself, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this pregnancy and wealth card and this bear that says strength and resourcefulness. Yeah, I feel like you could be pregnant with ideas, Pisces, or, you are kind of like full of abundance, but you have to let it out. I also feel like strength is going to be important for you. It's like the strength is going to come from you. If you're hoping that people in your life are going to tell you, yes, do this, or yes, do that, or this is a good idea, or whatever, probably not going to happen, right? Unfortunately. But actually, this is a good thing, because I think what we're seeing is like a newer, stronger Pisces, if Pisces uses that energy appropriately. You have the Justice card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Page of Swords. Justice, of course, is cause and effect, or justice. I literally feel justice for you here, Pisces. It's like justice is coming. It's anything that hasn't been fair or anything that has felt out of balance. I almost do feel there's just a rebalancing coming into your life here, maybe even starting this week, although I kind of feel this is something that will be happening over the next several months, not just this week, and it's like things are a little bit more fair. I also feel Pisces is really, this is not, I'm not getting this message off of this card, but I just feel in general for Pisces that you are going to see that all the things that you've had to build strength for are going to be worth it. It's like, I think Pisces has had many situations in the past where it's like you work on something, maybe other people around you are successful doing that thing, but you're not. And no matter how hard you worked, right? And I feel like you're about to see that, those years of your life were worth it. It's like maybe not at that time, it wasn't worth it, but I think right now, you're going to see that all that extra work you had to do, all the failures, all the challenges, it's adding up to something. It's like you're getting a reward here, but, it's a reward that you are creating by using that strength, if that makes sense. You have the Wheel of Fortune, definitely a change in your fortunes. Pisces should be a little bit more lucky right now. Again, it's not perfect because we have Mercury retrograde, but definitely with the water trine, with Jupiter in Cancer, definitely a lucky time. So if you're not experiencing luck, you need to put yourself in situations where you can get lucky. So that might mean you have to do extra work. That might mean you have to take bigger risks or speak up or put yourself out there more. But there is a little bit more luck, but it's luck that we create. Again, Uranus and Gemini is actually not lucky. I said at the beginning of Uranus and Gemini, or Uranus and Taurus, sorry, is what I meant to say. I said at the beginning of Uranus and Taurus that we would see record high lottery numbers, and we did. There's one right now, it's like $1 billion frickin' dollars, right? It's like we've had multiple billion dollar, we had one for $2 billion during Uranus and Taurus, so Uranus and Taurus is not like winning luck necessarily, although I do feel that this month of November, there is some winning luck for Pisces, of course, but, it's more like luck that you create for yourself by putting yourself in lucky situations. It's like if you think about it, if you were like an artist, it's like if you are hiding your art in your home, you're not going to get lucky. No one's going to see it. But if you're putting it out into the world, you're sharing it on Instagram, you're going and doing whatever you call those things, art exhibits or whatever the hell that's called. If you're doing those things, then you're going to increase your chances of luck and you're going to get lucky. But there's extra luck right now for doing those things. So do it. Put your work on display, whatever it is. There's like an amazing opportunity. You have the Page of Swords. Yeah, very curious. This Mercury retrograde is very curious. I blame one thing, which we had Pluto retrograde since May, and it's direct now, but we're still in the shadow of the Pluto retrograde, and we will be for a while. Pluto is very slow moving. So even though it's not retrograde, I think this Mercury retrograde could be kind of highlighting that Pluto retrograde energy, and Pluto retrograde wants us to get to the bottom of something, whatever it is. And being your 12th house, it could be like a health issue, a challenge. It could be anything that's hidden, that's been kept hidden from you. But you have to research multiple sources. You have to, you can't just go like, if you want to improve your finances and there's some sort of financial issue that's been getting in the way, you can't just learn from one person. You have to like mix things together. Uranus and Gemini. Again, even though Uranus isn't in Gemini, I don't care. It's already entered in there. Again, the superpower for Pisces moving forward is going to be that you mix multiple things together, multiple ideas, multiple concepts. Just look at the shorts I'm posting on my channel. I am mixing together ideas. And it might sound stupid, but I've created some of my best performing shorts ever, over the past few weeks. So, again, mixing things together, two different ideas. Go learn from two different people. They might have two different perspectives. Where do those two things cross? That X marks the spot, Pisces, right? With the Justice card, you have the Ten of Cups, happy home, happy family. Some of you, I feel, could be getting justice in relationships moving forward. That, again, not really a love reading, but I kind of do intuitively feel that you have good love cards, marriage, love. I do intuitively feel that you could be attracting a person, and it does feel like justice to me, especially for those of you that have had a difficult time in connections. It's like you could really be attracting, you end with this sweetheart card, so you could be really attracting a sweetheart. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Wheel of Fortune, so, basically the universe saying I meant what I said. With the Page of Swords, you have the Hermit. Definitely not a time to be behind the scenes, for sure. I feel it's like hard to get motivated for Pisces right now, I feel that like that chugging energy like a train, it's like a train is very slow to get started, it really has to kind of like get going. And that's what I was trying to say on that Knight of Swords at the beginning of your reading. It's like, it feels like start stop, but maybe it's not start stop. Maybe it's just that you need to, turn those wheels over a couple of times to build the momentum. So anything you're working on, don't stop, even if it doesn't seem like it's working, right? Because I feel like what you're doing is you're just turning those wheels over, and it's like eventually you're going to be like a train. You're going to be unstoppable, but you have to get to that point. And, I feel like the Hermit is talking about you sharing, getting out into the world, doing things, all that other stuff. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Despair card. It says, adversity, excess stress, sadness, suffering, sleepless nights, failure, tortured with worry and fear. Luckily, it's coming up in the good stuff, which means this is probably coming to an end. You have the Sweetheart card. It says, in love, sweetness, mutual feelings, devoted, good intentions, innocence. Love is in the air, love and affection. Yes. Definitely could be, I don't see a person here this week, but, whatever. It's a general reading. You could be meeting a person, but, could also be a person that's coming in, over the next couple of weeks or something like that. So if you're looking for a strong connection, I feel it could be coming. Mutual is really popping into my head. Pisces karma, part of Pisces karma is to find a person, if you want love, where it is mutual. It's like Pisces has a habit of finding people like wounded animals, people that need saving and things like that. And that never works out for Pisces. So, I feel like this person is like on the same level as you, and definitely could be a good connection. You have the Nine of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. Nine of Cups, of course, is wish fulfillment, especially in the good stuff. Normally, I say with the Nine of Cups that we have to match the energy of what we want to get it, but it's coming up in the good stuff, so I kind of feel like you should make a wish right now. Today is the 10th of November, so I'm going to be publishing this on the 11th. Even if you're watching it before the week of the 17th, I would make some sort of wish here. You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success or quick conclusion, so there could be some sort of quick success coming in for you this week, and, I would focus on it. Eight of Wands wants us to focus in one direction. I also feel there could be good news coming in for you here as well, so if you've been waiting, specifically if you've been waiting for news or approval, I definitely feel that. Next, you have the Eight of Swords. Again, Eight of Swords and the good stuff would say you're setting yourself free from something that has been keeping you stuck. I feel this is like a long-term stuck thing going on here. We're talking since like 2008, maybe, for you here, Pisces, where, something that has been stuck for a long time or repeating, it's like you're changing the story. It feels like a bigger theme to me. That's why I'm saying this has been a long time, because I feel this is like part of your story that you've been dealing with for a while. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Page of Cups. There you go. Definitely could be love, for sure, coming in for you. We finally have a person. Page of Cups can be an admirer. I don't know. Could it be this week? Sure. But I just kind of feel like someone is becoming interested in you. I feel like that's what I'm picking up on here, Pisces. It's like, you might not even know this person yet, is what I feel. It's like someone is becoming interested in you, and maybe it'll go somewhere in the future. With the Eight of Wands, yes, you have the Ten of Pentacles. This is what Pisces needs to focus on. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. It is building and leaving a legacy. So a lot of you could be attracting a legacy or building one. Very good for money. And, it is a good time for money if you work for it. So, I would be doing those extra things here, Pisces. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Judgment card. That changes the Tower. Tower and Judgment in a reading is the most powerful combination in the tarot. It represents like having a major wake-up call, major revelation, a light bulb moment, something like that. So there could be like a big light bulb moment coming in for you with those two cards. You have this Spirit card. It says heartache over what you no longer have. Tower and Wheel of Fortune. Tower's a Tower moment. Wheel of Fortune can be something coming back around in your life. So I feel like you have to heal from these heartbreaks. Don't just let it be a heartbreak, right? You have this Kangaroo. It says unsettled times, need to plan ahead. Yes, Tower, again, until 2033 and really until 2028 is like the peak of the energy as far as I see it. I've been saying this for years. And, I don't know. I don't know where it's going with that, Pisces, but the peak is like 2028. So we're in unsettled times. I think what everybody needs to realize is that, we just have to control what we can control in our own lives and we'll be fine. You have this chair filled. It says someone new is entering into your life. There you go. I don't even think you know this person yet, Pisces. I think this is like a person that has seen you or does see you or something is popping into my head. So, definitely could be a new person. You have this card that says you should accept valid criticism. Sure. I never know what to say with this card because it's like, yeah, sure, okay. You have this December card and this well. It says family wishes come true. Definitely could be some wishes coming true with this reading. But this looks pretty good, Pisces. I like it. So thank you for being here. Make sure to leave a comment, and definitely enjoy your month.